There we go. Okay, super. There is a show today, by the way, even though I'm a bit late. I'm a bit late, and that is not necessarily a good thing, but I am a bit late today on my show. So Earl, here I am, hopefully, answering your questions. I have some good information on Bitcoin. I hope that my sound is okay. I'm going to check my mic here just a second and see if that's working okay. Let's see if it is. All right. It seems, well, there we go. Yeah, it is. Okay. And it looks like everything is good to go. So here we go. I'm going to play this theme. Okay, cool. Thanks for hanging out. Run this through a little bit and we'll get going. I have it's GBTC. It's kind of an interesting way to play the market, and so there you go. I mean, it's it's definitely kind of an interesting deal all the way. So get this up, great, and so here's the market. The market has been a little bit, it was down this morning, but it seems to be coming back, and it seems to be moving well. So it seems to be moving up, which I think is indicative of this market. It's really hard to it's really hard to figure out, and I definitely have been having difficulty figuring it out. But there you go. And it's I don't know what you can say about it. But I do have this Bitcoin ETF that I would like to show you here, and it is GBTC, and it currently holds approximately 1.2% of all the Bitcoin in the world, and that's kind of a very interesting fact that it does. And I think this is gonna go up. Now, I haven't currently done much with Bitcoin, and so I'm really kind of a newbie on there. But I think the way to play it is not to own the actual Bitcoins themselves or even do the mining, because I think that could be a little bit problematic. But I do think, I do think going into the ETF might be a really good way to play it. And I just kind of want to show you some of the things. And I mentioned this yesterday. Basically, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust tracks the Bitcoin price based on the trade block XBX index. And what's interesting about this one is that it is not a true stock. So basically, they just own Bitcoin. So it's not really a true stock, and it's what they call a grantor trust. And actually, the grantor trust actually owns the Bitcoin. And so because it's a grantor trust, it does not, the Investment Company Act of 1940 does not cover the grantor trust. So it doesn't give you quite as much protection as you would in a normal ETF. But the grantor trusts are covered by the Securities Act of 1933. So that is indeed a good thing for some protection there. And also, they have to disclose financial information. So it can't totally be hidden. And since this is really the only way to play Bitcoin in US dollars without actually owning the Bitcoin, I think that's very important. According to this, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust owns 1.7 of the circulating supply of all Bitcoin in the world. So that's a very interesting fact that's the case. So it's basically, yeah, it's not on Robinhood. That's true. GBTC is not on Robinhood. I think it's because it's a grantor trust. There, see, here's the thing about Robinhood. It's a venture backed company, but it has some issues as a trading platform, because unfortunately it doesn't have some of the certain characteristics that the liquidity that some of the other trading platforms like Charles Schwab and TD Ameritrade have. I like TD Ameritrade, and I always recommend it because it's, first of all, it's the one I use, but second of all, they basically have any market practically that you could invest in. They can do it. So it's really good. It's really good. Now, basically, who started this Grayscale hedge fund trust? Well, it is hedge funds that are primarily providing most of the liquidity, most of about 88% of all of the capital into this trust. And why that's important is because once something comes onto the purview of these trusts, then it becomes more real. Up until now, hedge funds hadn't really been investing in Bitcoin, but they are now, and so that's why this GBTC is interesting. I want to show you a chart of this. I have, by the way, if you're on TikTok, I'm simulcasting on Periscope as well as YouTube. It's youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and Periscope is pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. And by the way, if you're on TikTok, please share this with other people if they're interested in Bitcoin, because I'm going to try to cover Bitcoin a little bit more on this show, because seems to be something that people are quite interested in, and I think it's a very important development in investing as well. So if you can get out there and please share this information, share the site with other people on TikTok. I'm usually on from about 1:30 to 2 o'clock. I was a little bit late today, so I apologize for that. Should I accept the Robinhood settlement for what? I think you should. By the way, this is a question that's come up from one of the viewers here on the TikTok live about the Robinhood settlement. I would accept the settlement because I don't think you're going to be able to sue Robinhood directly, but that's just my opinion. I think a bird in hand is a good thing. As you know, with Robinhood, during the market volatility after March 23rd, there was a very, very big drop in the amount of people that they weren't able to access the market, and so there is going to be a settlement on it, and I think that's super. Oh, it's 70. Okay, well, $75. That's kind of chintzy. I would think that I would think that would be, I don't know if I would be in, I don't know if I would be in there for $75. So I take that back. I don't know if I'd sign away my rights for $75. You might make more than that. But it's, eventually what's going to happen, I think, to Robinhood is when the stock value goes down, somebody's going to buy them, and who knows? It might be Charles Schwab. It might be somebody else. Who knows? But I don't think that they're going to be. I don't see how they can be totally independent forever. Now, Market Trader on Periscope said U.S. and China are ramping up heat on the shade where U.S. bans chips from Huawei and China threatens. Well, yes, but here's the issue that you have to look at with chips. Most of the firms, I was actually in this business at one time, back in the olden days, back around 2000. I worked for a company called Price Waterhouse, and we had clients, and one of our clients was TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation. The key manufacturers in terms of actually making the chips TSMC, Texas Instruments, and a few others. It's true there's going to be some issues with Huawei. Now, here's the thing. If there is a restriction on US chips, a lot of the Chinese companies will have difficulty. So I don't necessarily think this is a slam dunk for China. I really don't. But who knows? You know, you never can tell. But I do think it's coming, and you know, it may not be a good thing. So we're probably going to have the market move down. Let's see on. Oh, can you go over CODX? I will just in a second. Let me get back to my. Yeah, let me take a look at CODX really quickly over here and see if we have anything on this CODX. And I'm looking at, yeah, okay. Coda Octopus Group. That's interesting. All right, I don't know a lot about it. Okay, it's down heavily today. Very heavily. It had a blow off top. Yeah, this one, I don't know if you want to necessarily. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this just had a blow off top. All right. Now, what do I mean by blow off top? Well, here is the danger of shorting stocks that are fairly have a fairly small float. Okay. Now it's true the volume is pretty good. 19 million shares changing hands. Typically, you don't want to short a stock that trades less than 1 million shares a day, and the reason you don't is because they tend to be very very volatile, and they tend to be difficult. Now, this one definitely trades more than that. Today, the volume is up 105%. Is Co-Diagnostics Incorporated, but the stock has fallen by almost 25%. This is a really tough one. If you're what? Yeah, development robust and molecular tools for detection of infection diseases. So obviously, people are playing this one related to the COVID-19, which is legitimate. But I think that there's a better stock to play on this one if you want to be in that space at all, and that's CORT, and this is Corcept Therapeutics, CORT. This one's about the same price, $14, and it's up 40 cents. So, and it's also 99. So if you're playing the other one, look at this one, CORT. Look at CORT. I think as opposed to CODX. CODX, I just don't think it's going to be the winner, but this CORT, I think is very good. It's trading at $14.10 right now, up 43 cents. It has a relatively smaller volume, only 459,000 shares, which definitely violates my rule typically of trying to trade things at least trade a million a day. But it definitely is stronger in its group, which is the medical biomed biotech group. This is a very hard group to basically deal in because there are so many different there's just so many different companies in this space, but it definitely is the future, and I think it's really, really good. Now, back to Periscope. China threatens to do the same for Apple, Qualcomm, Tech Bubble may burst. Yes, but here's the thing. I know that China's feeling the heat because they don't want, basically with this COVID-19 thing, they didn't want their economy to decline 20%, and that's really what they were looking at. So they're now in a situation where their economy is going to decline. By the way, there's some of the very best shorts are on Alibaba, which is going to report tonight. I don't have a short on it. I kind of missed my window there, but I don't think that. Here's the problem with Alibaba. I think they're going to report higher earnings, but I'm not confident that the higher earnings are going to be totally legitimate because of the the different way that counting is done in the Chinese stocks. I don't think it is, but China is really feeling the heat, and I don't necessarily think that a trade war would necessarily benefit the Chinese. I think, as a matter of fact, it might not. Now, it might not. So, but I do think that there will be some movement out of the market, and that's part of the reason why, as yesterday, I was recommending that people take a look at FNV, Franklin Nevada Gold, and KL. So there you go. Okay, let's see. Should I accept? Okay, the Robinhood settlement. Let's see. All right. All right. Hey, how are you doing? Joined. Okay, cool. All right. So moving on with Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin, a lot of people like Bitcoin, and I think that with this with this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust (GBTC), it's down today. When this slide was taken, the slide was taken about 30 minutes ago, and it's trading at 11.22. It is. I would buy with this one. I would basically be a buyer at above at about 13.25. That looks about approximately where the buy point is. I do think there's going to be some more action in this as an alternative to gold, and I think a lot of people are. Is it a good time? And this is coming from TikTok. Is it a good time to buy oil stocks? I always get this question, but I am not convinced this is a good time to buy the oils. I just can't see it, because I do think that unlike the situation with China, I do think that the situation with oil is going to be far more difficult, because there's just so many other factors there. But that said, here I am saying that ExxonMobil XOM, it's up today 42.41. It's up 11 cents, and again, great volume, 14.1 million shares changing hands, and it's bounced off the 40-day moving average. So if ExxonMobil had dipped below that 40-day moving average, I would say stay away. But since it bounced off of it, it looks like it is fairly. It looks like it's in a fairly good situation, and it may hold up. But again, I just do not like the sector at all, unfortunately, and it's just very difficult. With the uncertainty, what stocks would you recommend buying? Well, I have several on my buy list. At the top of the buy list right now is AMD, and I want to show you this this next slide. Yeah, hopefully bringing it up here. So so there you go. I think that AMD right now is excellent. I also think that Facebook is excellent. Now, I am currently in Facebook. It is up $2.30 today, or about 1.11%. It's trading very nicely at 11.6 million shares. Volume's down a little bit, 39% down, but it's still extremely strong. A lot of people are moving into the stock as a safe haven. It's a 98 on the composite rating. I just wanted to tell you that. And it's far above the 40-day moving average. So I do think that we're going to see some nice movement into Facebook as well. And the other stock is AMD. And those are the two really ones that I would really recommend at least this week. Would you recommend to short Apple? Good question. No, because here's the thing about Apple. I do believe that even with all the problems with China, when they announce their earnings on it's going to be in September. I think it's going to be very, very good. And the reason I do is because typically this is the time when a company like Apple introduces their new product, and they will have the 5G phone out. The 5G phone is essentially done, but it has not been rolled out because of the lack of infrastructure. That is going to change. We're going to see very nice infrastructure rolled out this year, and I do believe Apple. I would not bet against Apple. That's the long and the short of it. I would not bet against Apple at this point, so I wouldn't short it. Which are you planning on buying soon as states reopen? Good question. I am still very, very, very bullish on the techs, but I'm primarily bullish at this point, more so on the laggards, the actual chip stocks, and at the top of the list, absolute top of the list, is AMD. Now it's down a little bit today. It's down 61 cents, trading at 53.90, but it's trading very nicely at 50.6 million today. And also, if you're looking on YouTube or on Periscope, I have a very nice short-term 22-day trade on AMD that you might be interested in. It produces about 157.6%. And basically, here's how the trade goes. The trade is to purchase AMD stock, which is currently trading at about $53. You then sell, you buy 100 shares of that. Your cost on that will be $5,398. You then sell one June. This is a June 6th call, a 58 call, and the proceeds on that are approximately $115. If the stock moves up to 58, which I think is very possible with AMD based on the fundamentals that I see in the stock, you're looking at a potential profit of about $517, which, by the way, for 22 days is equal to 9.5%, or if you annualize this, 157.6%. I do these kind of trades all the time. When the stock is starting to move higher, that's when I typically will buy it. I will sell a call and then a very short term, and then hopefully it moves up, and if it does, then I cash out at the advantage. So how do we find you on YouTube? Okay, the easiest way to find me on YouTube is just to go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and that should bring it up. So if you do go over to YouTube, if you could subscribe to me and like me and all that stuff, that would be great, because I do show all of the charts on YouTube, and they're available for review at any time. So if you need to go back and if there's any recommendation that I made out there that that you want to see later, definitely jump on over to YouTube, and everything pretty much is archived over there. On TikTok, I'm not able to show the charts, but on YouTube I am. Also, if you want to look at the charts and you just have a laptop, I'm not a laptop, but an iPhone or Android device, it's easy to go to Periscope, and that also does very well. PSCP.TV/Dallas Trading Floor, and you'll see all the charts there as well. So thank you for that question. I so appreciate it. What was the alternative for gold? That's a good question. I think, though, I don't have any real hard facts to back this up. I think that we're going to see a period of time when a lot of people are going to look at Bitcoin as a potential alternative to gold. Now, I'm not saying it's as good as gold, but I'm saying it's an alternative to gold. And but the problem with Bitcoin up till now is that you actually had to mine the Bitcoins, or you had to buy them in each individual one. It was very difficult to do because the prices were so high. But there is an alternative to do that. And I'm moving through my slides again here to show you this interesting ETF. And it's basically the way you can own Bitcoin without owning Bitcoin. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, one of the advantages of owning an ETF that owns Bitcoin is that you can trade it back and forth easily. Just like there's always a market for it. Basically whenever the market's open, you can buy or sell this. Currently, there is a Bitcoin ETF. It's GBTC, and it is traded on the exchanges. It's available if you have an account at TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab or any of the other big ones. And currently it's trading for $11.22, which I think is a very low level relative to its potential. I do think that currently this trust owns about 1.7% of all the Bitcoin in the world. So it's a kind of an interesting play. Now, I don't make any guarantees on Bitcoin because it's highly speculative, but this may be an alternative for gold. So this is a way you can play that and still be in the Bitcoin market without owning Bitcoin, because there's a lot of disadvantages, unfortunately, with owning Bitcoin. But this GBTC is definitely a way to go. So I have some more information on the GBTC that I have up on the screen right now. It kind of gives some information on how it trades, and that's kind of interest to a lot of people. So there you go. All right, so you have let's see. Can't wait for the 2K 2K stimulus check. Absolutely, they're going to send it out. I think they have no other choice, because it seems like we're not reopening up here in the country. So it's the kind of thing where who knows what's going to happen with that. But at least for right now, we have a situation where they're going to probably send that out. So I definitely got my $1,200. Hey, and I hope everyone else does too. Very important, though. This is why when you're dealing with the government, you definitely don't want to take the paper check. You want to make sure that you get the direct deposit, because that's how they're going to get you the check, and everybody else is going to kind of be They might get the check. They might get the check, but make sure that the Treasury has your bank account information. And if you're scared that they're going to take stuff out of the bank account, possibly get a second bank account and do it that way. So hopefully everyone's going to get that check. So here we go. We got 5 more messages that have just come up here. Let's see. Can you take a look at INO? Let me take a look quickly at INO on my other screen over here that you can't see, unfortunately. By the way, I'm going to be upgrading. I'm hoping to upgrade my broadcast equipment so that I can show all the charts on the green screen, which I can't do right now. But I definitely have the capability of looking at INO. So let me pull that on up and get the quote right now for you. Okay, it is up. INO is up. It's 42.47 right now. It's trading up about 0.3, about 17 cents. Nice volume at 14,500,000, but it, well, no, that's ExxonMobil. I'm sorry. Ouch. It, for some reason, it's not picking up the INO. So let me do that. Wow, I gave you a bunch of bad information there. Hold on one sec. So let's, there we go. Now we're going. Okay, much better. Much better. Okay. The current price I have on INO is $13.52. It's down about 13 cents. Good trading volume. 18.8 is the trading volume for today. It is off a little bit on the volume though. It's down about 51%. Looking at this at about 14.20. Let me look at that. Yeah. Okay. I would not be back. I would be out of the stock currently, but I would be back in the stock